A very good morning to all. Today we are going to discuss another topic in our chapter, our nervous system. So today we are going to discuss about the other two main parts, that is the spinal cord, nerves, and let's learn how our nervous system work. So let's start with the second part of our nervous system. So which is the second part? That is the spinal cord. So this spinal cord that begins at the medulla and it extends all along the back. And our spinal cord is also very soft and delicate like our brain. So our spinal cord is protected inside the vertebral column. And our vertebral column is made up of 33 ring-shaped bones that is called as the vertebrae. So always remember that any injury or damage to our spinal cord affects the entire functioning of our body. So that is about our spinal cord. The next part, that is the nerves. So nerves are thread-like branch structures that is present in our entire body. So it connects our brain with spinal cord to all parts of our body. And nerves are called as the messengers of the body. So do you know why it is called as the messenger of the body? Because it is the one which transfers messages to all parts of the body. So let me give you an example. For example, when you touch a hot object, what do suddenly? You suddenly withdraw your hand. So here the nerves conduct a message that you are touching a hot object. The nerves conduct a message that the object is hot and you suddenly withdraw your hand. So that nerves are called the messengers of the body. They transfer messages to all parts of the body. There are two types of nerves. The first one is the sensory nerve and the next one is the motor nerve. So let's see what is a sensory nerve. So sensory nerve is a nerve that sends information from our sense organs. Which are the 5 sense organs? Eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. So it sends information from our sense organs to brain and spinal cord. So it is a nerve that sends information from our sense organs to brain or spinal cord. Then what about the motor nerve? So motor nerve is a nerve that sends information from brain or spinal cord to all parts of the body. So these are the two types of nerves, the sensory nerve and the motor nerve. Now let's see how our nervous system works. So do you know how our nervous system works? So any information which is from our body or from the surrounding reaches the brain and the spinal cord through our sensory nerves. So any information from our body or from the surrounding, it reaches where? It reaches the brain or spinal cord through our sensory nerves. So when this information reaches the brain or spinal cord, what happens? It produces a response. It produces a response that helps us to see, hear, feel, taste, smell, etc. So let me give you an example to make it more clear. So let's take the example. So when you touch a hot object, so what do suddenly? You suddenly withdraw your hand, right? So when you touch a hot object, your sensory nerves sends a message. It sends a message to the brain and the spinal cord. So the brain and the spinal cord produces a response. It produces a response to withdraw your hand. And that message is carried by the motor nerve. So we learned that motor nerve sends information from brain or spinal cord to all parts of the body. So our brain or the spinal cord produces a response to withdraw our hand from the hot object. And that message is carried by the motor nerve. So this is how our nervous system works. There are two types of nervous actions. The first one is the voluntary action. The second one is the involuntary action. So what is voluntary action? So what are voluntary actions? So actions which are done by our knowledge, that is called voluntary action. Actions which can be controlled by us. For example, reading, jumping, running, all these actions can be controlled by us. And all these actions are done by our knowledge. So such actions are called as voluntary actions. The next one, that is the involuntary actions. Actions that are performed without our knowledge, that is called involuntary actions. And actions which cannot be controlled by us. Such actions are called as involuntary action. For example, breathing, digestion, circulation of blood, all these are not controlled by us. These are controlled by our nervous system. So such actions are called as involuntary actions. In page number 101, there are 3 questions given. The first one, the brain is protected by the ribcage, skull. So our brain is protected by the hard covering, which is called the skull. The second one, the longest part of the brain, cerebrum, cerebellum. It is the cerebrum. It is the largest part of our brain. The third one, the spinal cord is protected inside the skull vertebral column. It is protected inside the vertebral column. So I hope you all have understood this topic about spinal cord, nerves, and how our nervous system works. So we'll meet in the next class and discuss a new topic. Till then, thank you.